So Pete wants to paint the hull. So I'm thinking of an orange color. An orange color for the hull. And leave the white boot stripe the way it is. It's fine. And I can have orange snow covers. Nobody does orange. I'm gonna do orange. Let's be different. Why not? And maybe a black bottom or something. I don't know what color the bottom paint. The Caprails are gonna be gray. So we have gray Caprail up here. And Pete is sanding. Since we were back in town, we visited some friends who were playing some music at a local brewery, and Pete brought his mandolin that he was carving to a friend who also has made mandolins, and that's Harvey. Pete has scraped the entire bottom of the Seacraft today.
Now it's ready to be sanded. I haven't sanded it all. This is just from scraping. But it'll be a lot less dusty. Now it's all, most of it's scraped off. And it'll sand a lot faster too. The majority of it is gone.
Alright, well you better go
Should I just vacuum sand?
wash yourself off. You're a mess.
Should see what grip we got.
Alright, back to the Seacraft. So the last few days we have been going and sanding off the bottom paint. The bottom paint is completely sanded off. Well, besides like the very bottoms, but for the most part, completely sanded off. And look at that, man. There's like no blisters or anything. A few little spots there, but that's really nothing. And that's where the, you know, the grounding plate used to go. And all in all, man, there's really nothing wrong with the bottom of this boat. Here's the rudder. I think all the bolts are pretty good on the rudder here, so I'm not going to worry about those. I might just, after we paint, maybe tape off and put a nice bead of caulking all the way around this, just in case it leaks. Same thing for this, put a nice bead of caulking all along that thing. But I think what we might do is pull off all these bolts, because they look a little like this one's broken off, you know, and maybe just inspect. It's a pretty important part of the boat, so. Hi. The hull is all sanded and ready for paint. So, yeah, boat is ready for all grip and barrier coat. Meanwhile, on the inside, which is looking very nice, smells good down below too, which is awesome. I started by mounting some fans. So there's a fan for Ava's bed here, and then there'll also be a fan up here for this bed. And you can swivel it around if you want fan in the galley. I did some thinking. This bed needs 4 inches of foam in order to be comfortable. And I can sit right here and I'll have like a little foot pump. And I can just rinse off the dishes. Maybe have a saltwater pump. Here is the faucet, which I'm going to make a little taller. So that'll be the faucet for it. And that thing I was going to use for like gauging how much water, but I think I'm just going to fill it with water to drink. Or I might even get one of those 5-gallon jugs that we have in the bus and not even worry about that thing. And eventually, right now we have our makeshift composting toilet, but eventually we will buy like the actual composting toilet. Unless this works really good. I mean, it's essentially the same thing. But we just didn't have the money, so we're just making a makeshift one. That way we're not putting all of our grossness into the water and keeping it all contained. And then also, here is the panel that I got. So this will be the panel for the inside of the boat. And then this will be the panel for the outside of the boat. And these are waterproof panels. So that will go in the cockpit. That'll turn on all the outside lights and everything that belongs outside. And then this is all the inside stuff. The reason why I did that is because I couldn't find a panel with enough switches. The more switches, it got like super expensive. And this was like the kind of the cheapest way to go about it. Anyways, I'm just collecting parts and pieces of electrical things. And oh yeah, another thing I got is some lights. So I got some LED lights. So I was going to go around and figure out where to put those all on the boat and see where I wanted to attach those. And then I got to get some wiring. I have this battery charger. It's a dual one, so it'll charge a starter battery and the house bank. And I'll probably just have 2 batteries on this boat and 1 starter. Norna has 4 battery banks. 4 batteries. I think I'm only going to do 2 aboard this boat. Hopefully I can keep up. So, anyways. And that's only like if we're at the dock and we want to keep our batteries topped up. So, yeah. So that's what we got going on there.
That fits pretty nice now, man. Look at that. It's almost perfect.
Pete is making the cap rail.
I mean, we want a little bit of caulking in there. I don't want to squeeze it all out. But I mean, it's got to squeeze it out no matter what. And this stuff could just run right into it. There'll be a little pocket for water to sit in.
Yeah, maybe let that sit on top. First cap rail on.
But bending it this way is not a thing.
We still have to put goo on it, but yep, now we just gotta put some Lexol goo down. And 2 days later, we have a cap rail. There's still some detail things to do with it, such as caulk on the underside, underneath here, put a bead of caulking all along there, and on the other side too, put a bead of caulking all on the inside. But let me show you the end product. Okay, so there's the back. And what we're gonna do is, there's still some leftover caulking kind of sticking out. We used Lexol, but we'll just cut that out later. It's actually easier just to cut later than it is to clean up. But check it out. That gap is to let water out. That's the drain. And here's the caulking line that I was talking about for the, so that's one of the caulking things. And then there'll be a white bead that goes on either side of this cap rail, on the underside and on that side, just to finish it off. And then this is going to have something here for the bowsprit. But yeah, boat's got a cap rail now. Next, there'll be a eyebrow put on the boat, which I'll never have to varnish. If anybody has ever had to varnish an eyebrow, you'll understand what I mean by that. So we're going to non-skid this, which needs paint anyway, so put a coat of non-skid on this stuff. Yeah, same with this hatch too, needs a little bit of touching up paint. All the hatches kind of didn't get painted good enough. Other than that, the boat's doing great. And this hatch, actually, we're gonna make, because it lays flat, that sucks, we don't really like that. So we're gonna make a lip that sticks up and a lip for this, so it'll just lay in there and have some sort of bolting underneath or wherever, because this isn't gonna work. I want to be able to access the engine, and it would be nice to have it where we could just lift it up out of there. So that's going to be something we're going to do. What we're going to do is, this is foam, and this will wrap around the perimeter. This foam will get glued down onto the floor and glassed. We're going to glass in little screw-in inserts so that when we want to unscrew and rescrew the hatch, it won't eat away the foam. And it also, the screws won't stick to that foam anyway, you know, it's not real strong with screws. So we're going to do some inserts that screws or bolts can like go into and then undo to get the hatch out. And then that way we don't have to have so many bolts. It's like there's so many screws in this hatch. It's crazy the amount. So right now he's actually grinding the area that we're going to be laying this down.